Hello everybody, my name is Figsy People. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to the channel if you're new. And to those returning, I'm on 99 subscribers, so if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. And for those coming over to my channel, I am almost at 99 subscribers, so I have to say please subscribe. Like the video and hit the post notification bells so I can keep growing after 100 subscribers. I'm hoping to get to like 200 before, like 500 before 220 next year. But that's up to y'all for those watching. So, yeah, do all those YouTube stuff. Oh, and comment your favorite part about this video if you continue watching. So, enough of me talking, let's get right into the what if. So, continuing off where we left off, Deku has just saved Bakugo from All For One, and then All For One got his face punched in by the United States of Smash by All Might. Then Deku went over to the Then he goes over to the orphanage after saving Bakugo, and he just sits there and kind of just contemplates saving Bakugo, and then he sleeps on that, waking up to Aizawa and All Might in his skinny form, asking Deku if he wants to join dorms. And so Deku decides, okay, there's not much he has leaving here. So he goes to the dorms and gets all settled in, and while everyone's doing the whole showing off the dorm rooms, Deku's just enjoying being able to lay in a bed. So that's what Deku's doing over that time. And anyways, after that, Deku then watches on TV that Endeavor fought the Hayanomu and almost died. So his opinion on it was really just, okay. And he was tense that the Hayanomu would kill everyone, so. After that, Aizawa then says they're going to do other internships. But first, we're going to do a class-on-class battle. Class 1A versus Class 1B. So, Class 1A gets ready, and so does B. Deku walks out with his hero outfit, and the eye cover instead of the glasses. So, gets in there, and we obviously hear Monoma trash talking UA. Deku not caring. But let's just get into Deku's fight. Honestly, Deku just Monoma tries to steal Deku's ability, and then he tries to use a blue, and it immediately backfires because Deku completely takes control of the blue, grabbing Monoma and then smashing him through like 20 pieces of metal, smashing him right into the jail cell, indenting his face into the bars, knocking him out. Then Deku flies down to where the guy that shields stuff and the Yeti guy is. So the guy tries to shield Deku, but Deku just shatters it with his infinity by just making it expand and pop, which shocks the guy, shocks the shield guy, but Deku immediately shoots off a sparked red, which is a red shot off of a blue. It's just a lot faster, really. So it smashes into the guy. Luckily, he shielded himself before it hit him, which basically makes him fly back, knocking his head on a pipe, knocking him right out. And before the Yeti guy can actually go attack Deku, Deku was of course going to dodge this and kick him on the neck. Shinso yells in the shield guy's voice, and then the guy says, "What?" And then Shinso takes over his body and tells him to sleep, and the guy immediately slumps and smashes into concrete, sliding across it. And of course, they just easy clear the rest of them, and then Deku's team wins, and that was Class 1A versus Class 1B. Then we get into the internships with Endeavor again, inviting Deku if he wants to come again. and Baku just goes because him and Todoroki are homies. So after a while, they eventually come into contact with the um, you know the scene. All Might tries to save the girl, but this time, let's just say Deku does it. He crushes the this hot headlight with just a blue. After that, um, we just cut to the war arc. Deku's just with the civilians and is helping them when he senses an overwhelming energy, and he looks behind him to see like a giant geyser of cursed energy geysering out of like a city block. Which is, yes, this is Shigaraki, which I'd like to say is because of all the quirks, and in the last part I didn't mention it because I didn't think of it. All those quirks have cursed energy, so the more you stack onto yourself, like with all for one, one for all that, you get a buttload of cursed energy. So that's why Shigaraki is shooting off cursed energy, not because he has cursed energy now. Anyways, so Deku starts to hurry the people along until he hears a buttload of crumbling. So he immediately grabs a buttload of civilians with Bakugo and Todoroki, curious what he's doing. Then they look over to see the city being crumbling, so they dip as well, with Endeavor shooting off to go see what that is. So then Deku looks over after saving a couple people and sees that Endeavor got destroyed by Shigaraki. And seeing that Shigaraki's probably going to kill him, Deku shoots up because no one has one for all in this version. So Shigaraki's just on a killing spree right now. Not really a goal. So Deku flies over and smashes a fist into Shigaraki's face, pushing him off, with his infinity shooting him even farther. Then Deku immediately blues Shigaraki's arm, crushing it entirely, but of course Shigaraki just tears it off with his strength, regrows it, then shoots a giant air blast at Deku, but Deku tanks it because of infinity. Of course, this does make him step back, because that's a lot of power. But then Deku immediately shoots a sparked red, where he shoots it off the blue, which basically trick shots, and that hits Shigaraki right through the stomach, shooting a hole through him, spilling out his guts. But he just cackles it off and then uses his tendrils. But Deku dodges them and then shoots two more reds, just like rapid shot shooting. And then this shoots off Shigaraki's leg and half of his face, but of course he just regenerates both of them. Him still having his guts hanging out because he wants to intimidate Deku. Of course, this isn't intimidating. Actually, it is entirely intimidating Deku, honestly. But eventually Shigaraki heals it. Then Deku gets teleported behind by Shigaraki, and Shigaraki goes to grab Deku, but Deku uses his infinity to make a giant bubble around himself, which basically bounces Shigaraki off. Then Deku sees Shigaraki do a flip, and then recovering, then fly, which makes Deku panic, because he thought he was going to have an advantage here because he could fly. But clearly Shigaraki could fly. So Deku shoots over at Shigaraki, like at a very fast speed, and then immediately puts a blue, like 3 blues, onto Shigaraki, which collapses all 4 of his limbs, his arm, his legs, Then Deku uses a black flash to smash Shigaraki's skull, like shattering it, basically mushing his skull, smashing him into the ground. But Shigaraki regenerates all this, leaping at Deku, trying to grab him, which he actually succeeds in grabbing the infinity, which actually starts crumbling the infinity, but Deku uses another black flash to punch off Shigaraki's jaw. But Shigaraki just snaps his eyes over to Deku. They like widen in rage, and then Shigaraki smashes Deku's infinity and punches him to the ground, with Deku actually hitting the ground, that hurting him more that actually hurting him instead of the punch. Then Deku spins around and then shoots and decides to pull out his trump card and starts to charge his purple. This making his arm shake and him like grit his teeth and make him use a buttload of his cursed energy. So he then shoots it, of course, with Shigaraki trying to catch it, but of course it just starts disintegrating him. But Deku didn't realize that Shigaraki had some help. So Gigantomachia punches Shigaraki off him to take the full blast of the purple, which actually eviscerates her head. Yes, Gigantomachia is a woman. So then Gigantomachia falls over, slumped dead, with Shigaraki realizing that attack is something he doesn't want to try to tanking, him regenerating his arms, and then saluting off Deku as like a see you later, and then he starts zooming towards the city, fighting other. And then we see a buttload of Nomu smash out of the ground, trying to fight Deku. But Deku sends out a blue, with him spinning around like Gojo did against Toji, trying to find him. And then he uses the collapsed bodies as like a cannon to throw them at Shigaraki, but Shigaraki just spins his hand back, destroying all of them into dust. Then we see Shigaraki just start tearing down buildings and fighting pro heroes. Deku then getting onto his knees in exhaustment because that fight was exhausting. But Deku powers through it and flies over. Then we see the other Lego villains, Toga, Davi, and Compress, show up, and Spinner show up because, Gigantomachia rushed before they could get on her. And, yeah. So they got over there. Dabi does his whole reveal that himself is Toya, and Endeavor gets a breakdown, and Deku has to help Todoroki from Dabi getting to Endeavor, and also protect Todoroki from getting incinerated by the fire. By the way, Mirio is fighting Shigaraki right now, because remember, he didn't lose his quirk in this timeline, because, Deku just made Overhaul go unconscious and get imprisoned like that. But yeah. Then Deku flies over to Shigaraki and Mirio, with Mirio trying to dodge all of Shigaraki's grabs. Shigaraki getting annoyed, so he sends out a buttload of tendrils, which actually pierces Mirio's rib, which hurts a lot, so he phases through it to the ground, then shoots himself out, backing up. Then we see Deku rush in with his infinity, destroying all the daggers. Then Deku spins around, charging a black flash that actually connects and actually tears a hole straight through Shigaraki's abdomen. By the way, Shigaraki was in the middle of dodging, but Deku punched, his knuckle, grazed Shigaraki's guts. So they spill open, Shigaraki coughing out blood. Then Deku spins around doing a black flash with a kick though, kicking off Shigaraki's jaw. Then he does a twirl kick, kicking both Shigaraki's arms off, and then tries to do a hollow purple. Actually, he reds him so Shigaraki doesn't try doing everything in his power to dodge it, which shoots Shigaraki's head straight off, blowing it straight off, actually. There's nothing left. But then eventually All For One takes over, then just starts kicking everyone's ass, and then he teleports the League of Villains away and then leaves. Then Deku, of course Deku getting the brunt of this attack, he gets knocked out first. Then he wakes up in the hospital, and then that's all I'll be leaving these right now. Hope you liked the video, and do everything I said in the beginning of the video. And anyways, have a good day or night. Goodbye.